Good morning and welcome to Take Profits. Today we're going to be talking about NFT Worlds, which is a NFT platform which basically there was a token drop. NFT tokens were dropped to investors is my understanding, and this is a multi-metaverse platform, which is quite an interesting proposition. There's lots of other NFTs that are being built on top of this platform, so White Sands, Skuxverse, and quite a few others as well. So as stated, NFT Worlds gives you the ability to create, play, explore and earn with others in the largest multi-metaverse in existence. The website for this is nftworlds.com. Worlds gives you the ability to play and explore, discover incredible metaverse worlds, games, new friends and more. So worlds are owned and crafted by players. All worlds are interconnected within the NFT Worlds multi-metaverse. So you can build a metaverse, create games, experience, venues, concerts, community hangouts and lots more. If you want more information, then there's the NFT Worlds documentation. There's two types of documentation, which is basically the roadmap and the developer documentation. So what we'll do now is look at the roadmap for the project. So, NFT Worlds is a fully decentralized, fully customizable, community-driven play-to-earn gaming platform where world owners can create their own limitless metaverse games or experiences for players or exclusive communities within their worlds. Currently using Minecraft and its sprawling open source ecosystem, NFT World builds on the backbone of a decade's worth of open source development within the Minecraft community and radically expands on it to enable an entirely new type of 3D voxel based decentralized gaming metaverse that is backed by the Ethereum blockchain. So Minecraft as a platform, my understanding is it has about 110 million players per month, and is owned by Microsoft. So it clearly is a big long-term project. It's available on lots of different platforms as well, and I think that gives quite an interesting characteristic to this proposition. So in terms of the team, it's led by I am Mark Dev and Temp Tranquil, and the NFT Worlds development team is built on the philosophy of creating an open platform with contributions to the fullest extent possible by the open source ecosystem. The team comprised several community moderators, dozens of verified builder partners creating incredible NFT Worlds content and in-game experience. So there's various interviews and bits like this. So there's, please watch those at your own leisure. We're not going to go into those, but the kind of key characteristic is that other metaverses, think Sand, think all of the other metaverses, they're having to build from scratch. And the difference here is obviously Minecraft is something that is well established and exists. So the kind of rollout capability and the speed at which things can happen is significantly faster than building a metaverse from scratch. And I think that's one of the frustrations that investors and holders of the Sand worlds have seen, is that it's taking time. So that's kind of a key differential for me. So the vision, the overarching vision for what we intend NFT Worlds to become, and basically they started NFT Worlds to create the first truly decentralized cross-platform, community-driven and developed play-to-earn gaming metaverse platform of its kind. Each of the 10,000 unique NFT worlds are constantly evolving and developed by world owners or individual communities. So effectively you've got 10,000 different propositions, but all built on the backbone of one platform. We believe that NFT Worlds will become a sprawling, decentralized, massively multiplayer ecosystem of many interconnected worlds. We see a future where each world offers unique graphic gameplay mechanics, experiences, play-to-earn competitions, community hangouts, and so much more. So why Minecraft? And this is kind of key differential. So some of the graphics that they've got here are pretty cool, as you can see. So their view is incredibly important to move fast and deliver when developing new platforms. Gaming platforms and NFTs are no exceptions. So when we started NFT Worlds, we knew that in order to compete in the rapidly expanding NFT Metaverse gaming category, we'd need to bootstrap our vision using an existing open source gaming ecosystem to create the thriving community-driven world development, community spaces, community-created games, and interconnected worlds that we envisioned. Anyway, we didn't want to reinvent the wheel by creating our own unproven game from scratch, while also having to innovate on the NFT integration and decentralized metaverse side of the platform we envisioned. This would take far too long to deliver on. Having nearly a decade of experience working within the Minecraft open source ecosystem and seeing everything it's capable of and the vastness of open source tools, mods and more, we knew it would be a perfect fit to power the decentralized gaming metaverse of NFT Worlds. Bootstrapping the NFT Worlds platform with Minecraft at this time gives us the following advantages. 1. A familiar set of game controls. 2. Cross-platform support. Simple but powerful world building tools, and full out-of-the-box support for custom game mechanics in the worlds, and immediate access to a thriving ecosystem of open source mods, configurability, server infrastructure, and more. A simple to use programmable system that lets world owners create in-world interactions that interface directly with smart contracts and web APIs in real time. A thriving ecosystem of building partners that are familiar with the Minecraft ecosystem, and lots more. So there's obviously lots of benefit there. I think it's probably fair to say they had some teething problems of implementing this, but obviously this has, I think they've solved lots of these, but nevertheless, using an existing platform potentially comes with some restrictions. So Here's their view of NFT Worlds versus the others being Decentraland and the Sandbox. Massively multiplayer MMO, so that all achieve that. Playable on Windows, OS X and Linux. Sandbox is only available on Windows. Playable on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch game consoles. NFT Worlds is playable on smartphones and tablets. Again, you've got voice chat, etc. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of advantages to using Minecraft, which is available on lots of different platforms, and integrating that in with the Ethereum blockchain potentially makes it quite an interesting proposition with their own world token. So we'll go through this in a little bit more. So launch your own metaverse. So NFT Worlds is created as the lowest barrier to entry way to create a flexible play to earn metaverse for any project or community. We've solved the complexities of building massively multiplayer worlds and games, integrating blockchain-based transaction layers, verifying player NFT ownership for admission to content, and much more. Much of the innovation is thanks to the Minecraft ecosystem, and they've created significant technical systems to bring frictionless blockchain integrations to play to earn, cross-link communities, decentralized infrastructure, in-game token layers, and much more to make this possible. So basically what you have to do, you can either, so in terms of the process for doing this, you can either acquire a world. So there's two ways to access. You can buy an NFT world off the secondary market off OpenSea. They have created a rental system as well, and basically to use that you basically pay a set amount of world token per month. Once you've acquired or rented the world, then you start building, and then from there there's kind of set examples of how that works. So in terms of the economy, so NFT Worlds has launched with a world token, so that's the in-game currency. It's deployed on both the Ethereum and Polygon networks. Now I think probably Ethereum, clearly transaction costs are quite high, and probably they're using Polygon, which is effectively a sidechain to Ethereum, as a cheaper way of transacting, because otherwise it could potentially be a barrier to entry with gas fees, which are quite high on Ethereum. So Wrld is a token earned and used by players in NFT Worlds, creating an interconnected economic ecosystem of gains and experiences. It operates unlike nearly every other token, developed from the ground up, significant infrastructure to allow for gasless transactions, and has transfer times typically averaging 2 seconds. So the gasless transaction layer operates on the Polygon network. So there we go. That's why they've done that, and it can be bridged across to Ethereum, where obviously there would be gas fees payable for transactions. NFT Worlds have access to the Wrld and blockchain layer, aiming to provide integrate frictionless usage of Wrld for players in game. So this means that any NFT world can quickly create in-game items or NFT purchases, buy and spend mechanics, escrow services, plot subdivision purchasing, player trading mechanics, and much, much more. So it's quite an interesting method that they've used to do this, and I think sticking on Polygon, I think, is quite an interesting strategy. So yeah, that's quite cool. So they've got a Wrld rewards faucet. So worlds that create engaging game experiences have an opportunity to access to Wrld play to earn disbursements for their players through the play to earn Wrld rewards faucet. So basically, you can there's a whole section on tokenomics and distribution. Basically, what this is saying is, if you can identify that you're bringing players to the game, to the games that are then transacting, then you get rewards for doing it. So there's certain criteria that you need to meet to achieve that. So once you've created a world you're proud of, has some combination of fun gameplay, exploration, and community hangouts, then you can launch it, and there's a process to doing that. We won't go through that in too much detail. It's not really relevant to what we're talking about. So what obviously part of the NFT architecture and infrastructure is allowing display and integration with other NFTs, so ERC721 or ERC115s. Basically what that means is you can show off your NFTs in Worlds as well. So there's over 100 individual projects which are building on NFT Worlds, and the 100 more have not yet publicly announced that they're building. But they've been in contact with the team. So there's quite a lot of activity being going on, and yeah, White Sands is one of the largest that is building on the platform. So there are 3 main ways of exploring your world: NFT Worlds Explorer DApp, Minecraft Launcher, and NFT Worlds Launcher, which basically allows custom NFT world traits and blockchain and smart contract interactions. So the launcher isn't yet available. Then there's some description of how to use these. We won't go through that. So decentralization. So one of the challenges with this type of technology is that lots of these platforms are not truly decentralized. So if the servers were to go down or be taken offline, you'd use access to the utility and functionality of your owned NFTs and content within their game or platform. This is a significant liability for any truly decentralized metaverse gaming platform. So they've developed their own multiplayer architecture to address it. So basically, there's a process for this. So NFT World players use the NFT World's game launcher that automatically automates the installation of NFT World specific Minecraft mods, quality of life visual upgrades, blockchain specific UI, and more for their local Minecraft client. Players use this launcher anytime they play. In the future, players will also be able to access and play NFT Worlds directly through a web browser. The game launcher interacts with a smart contract that acts as a Wrld server router. So this is effectively Web3, allowing the game client to know in a decentralized manner where a specific Wrld server is hosted and how to connect to it. Wrld owners have control of defining connection details within their world within for their world within the Wrld server router contract. The NFT World server will be open sourced and available to anyone to use, compatible with a variety of different platforms, etc. So within each NFT world owners are able to create a limitless, portless number of portals. Anytime a player interacts with any of these portals, the player is transported to another world and the exact location coordinate within that world. So there's endless possibilities for cross-world collaboration between owners, interlinked world systems, worlds that act as hub transport stations to other worlds, etc., etc. So there's a huge amount of potential functionality that can be built in and interaction across different platforms. NFT World multiplayer on consoles will be played through Minecraft Bedrock Edition. NFT World's open source servers include a packet bridging layer that allows cross-platform play between Minecraft Java and Bedrock Edition. So there's a huge amount of technical elements here. So we've got some. Here's a list of the current projects that are building on the platform. We'll just wait for that to open up. There's a fairly significant. Grey Boys is a big project. They've got 11. Skuxverse has got 27. I think that's higher than that now. I think it's 45. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of projects now building. MetaMasters Media has got 211. So they're probably the biggest holder of these. But yeah, there's some real innovation that's happening, and I think that this will obviously continue. So I think it's quite an interesting platform on the basis that you've got a huge amount of activity that's happening on it, and that's probably because the capability and functionality is easier to get to. So just a little bit about the Wrld token, which is the kind of the monetization side of things. So it's an ERC20 token built on Ethereum. It's the primary utility token, the token used when playing on a NFT world. So it's launched in December 21, and players will be able to use Wrld token to access exclusive experiences, items, perks, content, and more within in NFT Worlds. We've created the integration of the Wrld token with NFT Worlds in such a way that nearly any in-game experience, perk, or access to content can be created by Wrld owners and require Wrld tokens from players in their worlds in order to access or participate in such content. So basically, you can create paywalls which make potential value. Additionally, Wrld will be required for purchasing optional custom NFT Wrld characters, NFTs, and may sometimes be required for unannounced global NFT Worlds perks and content in the future. So it's a medium of exchange. There's play to earn capability within there and future uses. So there's a variety of different future uses which may be available. So max supply is 5 billion Wrld in total. Play to earn rewards would be 50%, team reserves 5%, claim 10%, staking reserves 35%. There we go. That's it really. Basically what they're trying to encourage is heavy incentives for players to join and play in the NFT Worlds ecosystem through play to earn. So obviously these rewards are really a really important part of it. And there's 500 million, 10% of Wrld will be claimable over 2 different claimable periods, each period dropping 250 million Wrld. And both claims will be distributed to wallet addresses holding NFT Worlds. So the second claim will be in February 2022. They're saying, I'm not sure if this has happened yet. I think it might have done, but I'm not 100%. So that's something to research. So we'll have staking, and 35% will be locked up and distributed over a 5-year target timeline to Wrld owners that stake the NFT Worlds. Team reserves, so that's their treasury effectively. Basically enables them to continue to develop and build out, and uses, as we talked about previously, there's two different networks. which is Ethereum, which is obviously one of the larger blockchains, and Polygon, which is effectively a side chain of Ethereum as well. So that's benefits from the security. There we go. So there's a kind of claim process. They explain why they've split it up. And then they talk about the number of worlds that you get. So world rank 1, 40,000 world rank 5,000 middle rarity, and world rank 10,000 least rare, approximately 10,000 world. So there we go. And there's some calculations for number of blocks that a world has been held for. And there's a multiplier if you hold more than one. So that's the process, and there's obviously documentation on how to claim. So staking event overview. Staking of NFT Worlds. Basically, you generate Wrld token on an interval basis for being staked. Wrld owners may claim their Wrld token from staking at any time. Each world would have a staking rate based on its rarity. So there's a calculation for that. We won't go into that. And then there's revenue that can be agreed for renting. So basically you could buy a world, stake it and rent it. So you could get revenue from a tenant effectively.